Exactly, and I'd like to say something before I ask my question. This is to Miss Perea.
You got it right!
You do really well in Once Upon a Time as the evil queen, but I would say you do really good as Maleficent.
Don't tell Angelina Jolie.
Now you're my new agent. You've been hired. You're going to represent me from here on out.
There's time travel now, so you never know. Maleficent might be her in the future, come back and...
Who knows? I played Ursula.
It's so funny because I look at those posters and I go, what's Lana? That's cool. She looks great in that poster.
Well, thank you.
And your question?
My question is to Perea again. Do you like being the evil queen more, or do you like being the mayor more?
That's a very, very good question. And it's a difficult one to answer because I really enjoy playing both. I get, sometimes if I'm playing the mayor for too long, I really start to miss the evil queen. And then if I'm playing the evil queen for too long, I start to miss the mayor. So we have a nice balance, but I'm ready to be evil again. I miss being the evil queen. So, what's that? No, but how fun was it?
I think they've set up for it, so...
Yeah, I know. But I will say, I prefer the evil queen's costumes.
On that note, because this was one of my questions, you've had probably the most extensive wardrobe on the show. What is your favorite costume that you have won?
That's always tough. Well, let's see. The one I can breathe in. Maybe. I love. There are two, and I've seen them. I saw them yesterday, actually. Those red velvet. That red velvet gown.
If you're wearing it,
yes,
stand up.
The heart is a lonely hunter. When I seduce the huntsman.
There she is.
And there she is. She's wearing it. Yes, that is one of my favorites, and also and I saw it today in the Hansel and Gretel episode when I had that huge, big, J-Lo here.
Yeah.
Back on the block. Yeah, there it is. Oh, I love this. This is perfect. Yes, that's my other favorite costume.
I like the battle armor one because that one is probably the closest to honoring the original with the crown and the cowl and everything. That one's pretty cool.
Dude, what about the one with the super plungy neckline?
Which one?
That was the one you wore when you Vadered me. And I just, in my mental thing was like, oh my god, I'm just gonna get Vadered by that cleavage.
It was Wesley?
Yes.
Thank you, Wesley.
Thank you
for your
so much.
question.
It was lovely.
All right. We're going to have to cut the line, I think, where it is if we want to get anywhere near through these questions. So let her rip.
Hi, my name is Samantha. My question is for Rebecca and Lana. As an actress, I get to keep my costumes for films, but do they let you keep any of the clothing? Because it's so extensive, that wardrobe. I would love to pick and choose something for that, at least.
There's no way Eduardo would let go of any of his creation. Like, darling, I love it, it's fabulous. There's no way. I mean, he would kill us if we took any of those big costumes. And not only that, she's absolutely right, but some of my costumes are about $8,000. So, unless I have like a really special birthday, I don't think I'll be taking any of them home.
If you could choose one to have, is there one that you would?
It would be one I can probably wear most.
Without assistance getting into.
Right.
You could put on.
Which is impossible. I have three people that help me.
If I could take any of my costumes, when everybody found out who I really was in Storybrooke, I started wearing like leather pencil skirts, like my sexy hats. I could totally walk around New York and just feel really sexy in those. Those I would totally steal and stick in my suitcase.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is also Samantha. My question is, I guess for all of you, if you could choose one of the jobs of the Storybook characters, well, who would you choose and why?
What if you could pick one of the jobs of the regular denizens of Storybrooke? What job would you take?
Probably a psychologist. I think I would love to be Dr. Hopper. I think it would be fun to sit there and analyze people.
I'm waiting for the curse that makes him just unleash everything that he's ever heard. And then she said this about you.
That would be fun. Anyone else?
Well, I'd be Granny, because I like to cook. We'd have a lot of good specials at my joint. I mean, but I also think, like, it would be fun to be Dr. Hopper, because everyone in town is so batshit crazy. You would be like the richest man in town, and be like, all right, you're next, 10 minutes, next patient.
I think Emma Swan being a bounty hunter is pretty cool. That would be...
You would look so good in that dress, bud.
Thanks, yeah.
And that red leather
I've actually
jacket.
dressed up in that little red jacket a few times when nobody else is around. I'm Emma Swan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jessica. I have a theory question for you guys. I know you don't know anything. Have you ever pondered that maybe Blue is the biggest, baddest villain?
Blue Fairy?
Yeah! Older than Rumpelstiltskin and she cries in everybody's life.
I questioned her a few times.
I mean, me too, she screws me over, for sure.
She's given me a few dirty looks and I don't like it.
But I had finger bones to help you out the second time.
She's full on, it's her way or the highway, you know? Like, that's the thing about the magic, like the white magic, like the dark magic has less rules. Like to live in the world of the good magic, it seems like there's more rules. Like you can't mix dwarves and fairies, that made no sense.
Kind of like life.
Ridiculous.
More rules.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Brianna, and I was wondering, as someone who works in Vancouver, if you found any differences between the industry in Vancouver and the industry in LA, and if you could give any advice to actors who live and work there.
I mean, there's jobs in Vancouver, apparently.
I mean,
all the film businesses left LA, right? I mean,
Yeah,
there's
there's
a few shows.
nothing really films in LA anymore. There are, I think there were like 30-something pilots filming in Vancouver this
Do you live in Vancouver?
Yes.
I think Vancouver's probably a good place to start because there are so many, 1-hour drama shooting in Vancouver now. They tend to hire like maybe the main 4, 5, 6 characters out of Los Angeles, but then everybody else that they need to be guest stars and recurrings, they are doing local hire. So that's a great way to build your resume, to do an episode of one show like Arrow or Once Upon a Time. Like you can get into those shows there, so you could try and get some of those in Vancouver, and then when you've built a resume, then you can come down to LA and shoot, try and go and get your own show. Try it that way.
Hi. My name's Nicole, and I just had a question primarily for Lana, but Sean can jump in this too. Entertainment Weekly was talking to Adam and Eddie, and they said that they were discussing the season with Lana and talking about how you're going to have this progression where you were falling in love, and you said, awesome, I'm enjoying falling in love so much. I'm having such a great time, and they said, well, you should enjoy it because we are going to destroy you. We are going to destroy her relationship, but they just kind of trailed off after that point. They didn't say what your reaction was, so I'm curious to know, were you like, what the fuck?
Absolutely. I knew a little bit about it, and I didn't want to tell Sean because they did tell me that, and
You did say to me, we had a conversation, and I was like, I'm really enjoying getting to be her boyfriend, and I was like, do you know what's going to happen? She said, oh, I know something. Oh, you know what? I really shouldn't tell you. And I was like, And I thought, at first I was like, oh no, you can't say that, tell me. But then I realised it was for the best, because it's a bit like they say in Back to the Future, nobody should know too much about their own future, because in real life none of us knows what's going to happen tomorrow. So it's best to play what's on the page today, and we just enjoy riffing off each other.
One thing I did know that I never told you, I'm going to tell you in front of all these people, is that they did tell me in your maybe second or third episode that I did kill Maid Marian. So I always knew that. But I didn't know who she was. She was just a peasant woman. She was perfect. She was helping Snow kill her off with her head. But I always knew that, and so it was my little secret. And I always, when I would look at him, it was just like this little, it's like the actor/character secret. And I don't know if anyone, probably no one ever saw it, but it was fun to play.
I didn't know when I joined the show that there was ever going to be a relationship between me and Lana. I just thought I was coming in to be Robin Hood. I'd steal some stuff, give it to the poor, and then shuffle off. And then when this lion tattoo thing came up, I was like, oh, I might be her boyfriend soon. So that was kind of exciting and interesting for me.
Well, all I can say is pixie dust never lies. This is true love. I mean, what are you going to do? It's so those outlaw queens, stay hopeful.
So were you upset when Adam and Eddie told you that? Were you like...
That's right, that was your question. I'm so sorry. Hello, were you upset? Yes. I was upset. I did really enjoy being in love. Well, as Regina. And Lana, but different. But I really love that, especially because we waited so long for her to find happiness. So it broke my heart, as I'm sure it did for many of you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Danielle, and I swear this was my question before all of that. In that penultimate sequence in the finale, when everybody was all mushy and lovey-dovey and macking on each other, Regina and Robin were the only ones who kissed with tongues. And then so I was wondering, if you think kissing with tongues gets you in trouble.
I don't remember there being tongues.
Action! Let's roll the footage.
No, I don't think there were any tongues. Sorry to disappoint.
We keep it pretty PG on the set, but then when we finish,
They thought you walked in.
Hello. My question is more about comparing, let's say, do you find it surreal watching, let's say, Snow White now, and then playing the character with Snow White, or playing the evil queen and then watching it on the cartoon and then playing her?
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
Okay, sorry. My question is about, do you find it ironic watching, or not really, do you find it strange watching the Disney version and then playing the Once Upon a Time version of the evil queen?
No, because it's like what Lee said. For me, there isn't. Yes, I'm playing this iconic character, but she's so different on our show. And when we were creating her, my inspiration was not from the original Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Actually, my inspiration was Glenn Close from, what is it? Help me.
Fatal Attraction.
What?
Fatal Attraction.
No.
Fatal Attraction.
No. Fatal Attraction. Yes, because it's the psychology. So that was really. I mean, I pulled from so many different places, but not from
you have to, and you
the original
actually.
movie.
This is the thing. People get all crazy. Like we've had actors, and sometimes they'll be like, why do I stop here? Why am I drinking tea? Why am I? Because it says it in the script, dummy. So your number one job is to do what's in the paper, right? the getting in the part or whatever is where maybe they want to refer to what these legendary characters were. But our job is to interpret, you know, Adam and Eddie's vision. And so we literally go from what's on our page. And that was the most amazing thing on the pilot, and why we were all very excited, is the chance to play two characters, these dualities, the fact that, let's say, Snow, Grumpy, and Charming are the most together characters in the fairy tale world, and the most messed up, dysfunctional ones in Storybook. Right? I mean, Josh was a freaking tool. We used to say I'll never forget when he was sitting with me when the episode when the curse was lifted initially, and my line to him was, "There goes the tool belt, just drop the tool belt." Because he was a total tool, David Nolan, right? And even he admits it. He's like, that was hard. It was a real challenge to play like that character. So you really owe it to the script to respect the original, but our job is to interpret the new. And then it's your job as the audience, because we're not acting if you're not watching, right? We're not actually doing our art. We're a crazy person and we're on the Bluetooth. So when you, right, you have to be there to watch. And it's what you think about it. It's how do you feel that it relates to the original? And what do you see? That's our challenge. And when that lines up, then you have 50,000 people in a panel at Spooky Empire.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ray. My question actually involves something you kind of mentioned. It's about all the stunts that you guys have done. Is there a moment for anyone that you felt unsafe, or you felt like, oh my God, I'm reading, like you were saying with the camera and you're reading and you're like, Regina's gonna get what? And you're like, you know, you just feel like, were you unsafe at any moment, or did you feel like they took care of you?
There was one scene, you know, the big fight in the barn with Lana and Bex and...
Oh God, that took days.
That was a really tough scene, but we had a bit of a disaster that day. We had two very unfortunate things. One of our crew, it was a big farmland thing, and there was a big hole with water in it, so it just looked like muddy ground, and this hole was filled with cow shit, and one of our crew members was walking along and then just went to like here, and he actually had to climb out covered from head to toe.
No, he didn't climb out. He was starting to drown.
It was like quicksand.
Someone pulled him out. He nearly died.
Because poo's quite difficult to get out of.
It was like a swamp of poo.
And so he had to go home and take a long shower. And
he came back to work.
He had to go to hospital because it's apparently quite dangerous. And then so we thought, oh, we had a bit of a disaster today. Then when we're doing the scene where Bex flies me and Josh back, and then Colin and J-Mo back. So we do a bit, and then our stunt guys, who are brilliant and brave, come in and, you know, carrying the crossbow and stuff. If you get pulled back with a wire, my stunt guy, the guy who's my double, the crossbow hit him in the face and cut his face up real bad. And we went over and we were like, "You okay?" And, you know, stunt guy's really tough. He's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then we were trying to make him feel better, which we shouldn't. We should have just left him alone. But, and then Josh was like, "Oh, that looks like you're going to need stitches." And then Lana came over and goes, "Oh, you've got a cut there. I've got a cut there too." I was like, "Lana, we should leave it alone." I need to go to hospital. Stop making me feel better. So that day in the barn was a bit of a tough one for a few people.
I never got scared ever flying on my broomstick, even though I was like 200 feet off the ground. But do you remember the scene where I made Glinda disappear? And I'm like, you know, maybe you'd be happier back in the enchanted forest. And I just went, boom! And she just disappeared. Now, of all the stunts and all the things and all the jumping around, I just went like that. And my shoulder still hurts. And when I'm in the shower and I'm doing my hair and I put the soap, I'm like, ooh, bugger, that hurts. And every time I have a shower, I think of Glinda the Good Witch. I went like that, and it still hurts. And you know what that is?
That's because magic comes with a price.
No, well, you know what it is? That's what they like to call karma. It's like, I hurt her and now I'm left with the pain. Brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nemo Like a Fish.
And yeah.
That's long.
We found you.
You've heard that before, right?
My question is for Alana Padilla. It's from me and my friend Fabiola, who couldn't make it today because she's in Puerto Rico graduating today. But sorry if I talk a little fast, I'm a little nervous. Just a bit. So we wanted to know. Well, yeah. Sorry. Okay. We wanted to know if how do you think Regina feels about Zelina being dead, even though we're in denial that she's actually dead, but still.
Well, you know, I think there are mixed feelings. There was a line that was originally scripted that they cut out, which was when we're in the jail cell, she turns back, and Regina turns back and looks at Zelina and says, "It's nice to have family in town." And they cut it out.
Yeah, that was disappointing.
But the way I see it is that's still part of how she feels. I think that, you know, she had high hopes for Zelina, and she wanted her to come around and have this sort of, you know, the revelations that Regina has had. So I think it's, but then she's holding that brooch and that in the mausoleum, and she's putting, and then she has a different look on her face. So I think she feels she's satisfied that she's been able to, you know, evil always wins. And I think she's happy that she defeated Zelina, but I think she probably would have liked to have had a sister around. She doesn't have any family, like no blood relative. They're all dead.
I just want to say 2 comments. First, I'm sorry for almost knocking you over when I took a picture with you yesterday. And second, we love the sass that Regina has.
Thank you. It's the Puerto Rican sass, baby.
Hi, I'm Shannon. My question is for Bex. I know we were joking yesterday about how Zelina's too adorable to be dead, that she's come back to life. If she does come back to life next season, what would you want her story to kind of be like? Like, how would she go on?
That's a really good question. I mean, I think, you know, I love the Evil Queen storyline, and I love the fact that, you know, you've had all that backstory, and then you were evil, and then you've come through, and it's like, I think that the challenge about playing a villain is you just don't always want to be really, really pissed off. And so I think if Zelina is going to come back, you know, there needs to be that journey of maybe having that forgiveness, but, you know, then it's also a challenge on how would they write it, and then not me just be nice again. So honestly, I'm not that good of a writer. I literally would just have to lie back and think of England and trust that they would make it really exciting and interesting. I'm not that good.
We have time for 2 more questions. So you and our next Evil Queen.
If you could change one thing about your character, what would it be?
Wow.
I would go from 6-inch heels to flats.
Hi, my name is Jonette, and I just want to say I was lucky enough to meet 3 of you guys yesterday, Rebecca, Sean, and Lee. So thank you for that opportunity. And my question is, we've seen on the show that people can come back from the dead. And so I was wondering if the Wicked Witch was able to return, would they be able to use her to defeat Elsa?
Oh, well, hello. Wicked always wins. That's the storyline for next season.
Yeah. There it is. You've been hired as a writer.
Yeah! You can stay. We'll take you with us.
Thank you.
Cool. All right. You, and then this is it.
Awesome. Hi, I don't want to be that guy. I'm sorry. I'm like a little nervous. Lana, you are amazing. You are my queen. Everybody, Regina's mayor, but you know, Regina for president, because mayor's kind of Anyway, I'm sorry. You just have this way you deliver things on screen, like anything you say goes. Like I'm like, Snow has a point, but no, never mind. You know, Regina's mad, like I just wanted to know, how do you think personally, what Regina's, like, since she's had so much character growth over the last couple seasons, like honestly, she's one of the characters that has grown the most and gone through the most of the brunt of all the things that's happening. I just was wondering, from your point of view, what do you think Regina's next course of action is? Because in the past, her thing would have been a full retaliation, like against Emma and Snow. But now, as she's grown as a person, she understands that, you know, it's not everything's black and white. What do you think?
I think that old habits die hard. And this new betrayal, Emma, is one of the last things she said is, "You're just like your mother." And I think that that's gonna spur something new or old, and it's just resurface. I think Regina's going to kick some serious ass next year. You're welcome.
All right, we're going to get you guys over here so we can do a spooky selfie with everybody in the crowd and you guys.